Good morning, this is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I'm Eric. And I'm going to do a video on our mango status. I was just giving the miniature zebus some weeds. Hi, Pepsi. It's the fertility on the farm. So these mangoes were in, I believe, the February video farm update, February 20th video, and they were in bloom and they were covered in powdery mildew. And it's a sweet tart mango, and it's always a super producer here. We didn't do anything. I say we, but it's I did put down this big huge input of grass and a little bit of manure and hay that was peed on. So none of these mangoes can be sold for food purposes, so I have to eat them all because of the rules against manure. This is a fruit punch mango. It's a delicious mango. They're getting quite big, as you can see. So I'm going to be eating all these and selling the seeds, but there's so much demand for seed. Our dry farmed mango seeds. This is a Venus mango. Or I should say these are Venus mangoes, because this tree is loaded with fruit. It's just amazing. This tiny little tree has so much fruit on it. Without doing anything. Here in Florida, it's just possible to grow like this naturally. If you look at the soil, so we don't walk on anything. I do have paths now that I've mowed. That's what this is. It's been here for a while because it goes back to the cow barn. These are the lychee trees that I see. The lychees that the birds had eaten the only lychees I had on this tree right here. I don't water them either. They really require more water than I'm willing to give them at this stage of their life. Now this Thai sweet tamarind produced delicious fruit this year. So this is a coconut cream mango. They're coming along. They're various sizes. There's quite a bit of fruit on this tree. I mean, it's mostly on this side that's away from that path. Then it has lots more fruit on it everywhere. Back there, down there, up here. So this is a honey kiss mango. Still in drought here. It's bizarre, but I really believe because of all this undisturbed wild stuff we have growing here. I mean, it's it just holds the water. The fruit trees survive just fine, and the fruit tastes divine. So this is a honey kiss. It's looking good. It's the peach cobbler. It's a pretty big tree. So we have quite a few peach cobbler fruit this year. Of course, this fruit again is all fruit that I will not be selling to the public for consumption, but I will eat it myself. But look at the Kwai Muck fruit set. Even during a severe drought, I mean, it's in every branch is completely loaded like that. That's not happened on this little grafted tree. It's being dry farmed, and I gave it a huge impact. I saw such great success with the straw and manure that I just took the position to start doing it around the other trees because of the drought, and I'm glad I did, because it made a difference, I'm sure. And they've never hurt me eating any of these mangoes, even the ones that have fallen on the ground. Look at the size of this. What is that? That's Pineapple Pleasure. Huge mangoes. There's not a lot of fruit on it, but the wind knocked a lot of the fruit off, and this tree only has fruit on the other side. It has some big fruit. I believe this is a Venus tree also. I'll go look at that tree from the other side because I'm going to go look at the street mangoes. So I'll do that. I'll look at this from the other side because it has a lot of fruit on it. Look at the pond. It's completely covered in a field now. I'm sure there's water in there, but I've never seen it do that. Pond in the back is very low too, so it's we could use some rain, people. So the sweet tart mango, this tree always outperforms. This is a Venus mango, or not Venus, but a diamond mango, and it dropped a lot of its fruit, but it still has a lot. And I have a diamond mango in the back. I like diamond mangoes. They get big also. This is a fruiting jackfruit. This is a flowering ice cream bean. Imbe Vero, this one is. I put some manure around it. Here's some diamond mangoes. This is a tree that has not ever produced fruit for us and never flowered. I think it was the first year it flowered this year, and it finally had a lot of fruit on it, and then the wind blew it down, and it's getting to be quite a big tree. I mean, it's definitely turning into a bigger mango tree. And this is an M4. Somebody recently wrote me about M4. I'm pretty sure I have some M4. This tree finally had mangoes all over it, and the wind blew all of them off this tree too. This is our what is that? You know what that is? Wax jambu. Oh, I always pass this by. This is our purple hog plum. I watched it permaculture, Dan Permaculture Food Forest, and I saw how big they get, so I realized I have to chop that back. But you just poke them in the ground when you have some rain and warm weather, and they grow. But we haven't seen, we've had hot weather, no warm weather, and no rain. There's a pomelo tree that looks quite fantastic, actually. I'm happy about that. Seed grown, all our citrus is seed grown. We're getting quite a bit of citrus going. There's another pomelo. There's a Rangapuri line. There's a cha-cha. It's a Quaimuck. This is not a grafted tree, and it's not flowering at the moment. And I don't see any fruit on it. I don't think it has any fruit on it. I'm working my way over to the street mangoes, and then I'll go to the back. I'll look at those mangoes from the side. My cha-cha's euros are looking swell, so they're not there. Because they have to wait after they start changing color. So there's a little notice on the cha-cha gyros. So oh, look at this buttercream. Yep. There's stuff in here. There's a little citron, lemon citrus. It's pretty big, actually. It's 6 feet. Seed grown, of course. There's an Imbe spectabilis. There's a big Imbe spectabilis. There's a black sapote, a big one called Black Beauty. There's a seed grown purple purple star apple, giant purple star apple. There's another one of those plums, but it's just never been happy there. Different source. Okay, so I planted mangoes along here with seed-grown seeds. I direct sow achachiro seeds at the sugar apples, and then have sugar apples. The sugar apples along the driveway, both sides, have never been good producers. And it's not a dry farming thing, it's just the location. It's the crappiest spot probably on the farm. And so it's gonna take a while for the soil to get caught up a little bit more. I've done everything. The neighbors sprayed glyphosate in the ditch. I don't have to worry about that because we are not certified. None of our fruit is certified or by the Organic Association or by the Anemoner Association. So we don't have any certifications. Zero stress for me. So, and then I planted mangoes. I planted ginger, and then I planted mangoes and sugar apples. Sugar apples were the first, and then the ginger, and then the mangoes, and then the achachiro, which I'm trying to look for on the fly as we walk. And I know there's some in here, but yeah. Right there. Dry farm, it's kind of full shade. Maybe some late afternoon and some morning sun, but very short, like an hour, I would guess. So most of those mangoes didn't have a lot of fruit on them, but starting here, they have lots of fruit on them. And so the glyphosate was sprayed like more than 20 feet away, but it was right on the water. And I haven't put any manure down around here. And so, you know, these are going to be seed mangoes too. I'm going to eat them, but there's no rules against the chemicals being sprayed and reporting it. But you have to, you know, there's rules against the manure, which that's kind of what's so scary. So this is a peach cobbler. And it seems like the whole tree is covered like this. And then it's at another crop. You see it up there, the little tiny ones? Maybe I can get a better angle over here. Yeah, there. See them? There's quite a few, two droops of them, and then around the other side. And these are getting kind of nice. So that's exciting. This is this is one of my favorite mangoes. It's called triple sec. Used to be, and there's another name for it. I can't think of it at the moment. Sebring? Anyway, triple sec is what it is now. And this is a peach, not a peach color, but a sweet tart. And there's a lot more fruit on the other side hanging down low. And this is a fruit punch. This is a sweet tart. This is there's a fruit on all of them. This is you know who that is. That's a orange sherbet. There's a lot of fruit. We have quite a bit of orange sherbet fruit this year. These are in here as like, I don't know, they're seed mangoes, right? And this is, I forget who this is, but I think that's the only fruit on the entire thing. So I'm just gonna go quickly look at the sugar apples and then zip to the back, right? So even with no rain, it's kind of held up good. We seem to have quite a few banana racks, some bigger than the others, but there's quite a few of them. But I've planted more than 315 of these rhizomes. I divided them. I'm on dividing hiatus. So this is a Priestley Atemoya that it's got lots of flowers on it and it looks like little fruit. There's some on the other side, but we're going to look at mangoes. So look at the sugar apples. Yeah, So this whole row of sugar apples along the road here is oh, they always produce tons of fruit. So I want to look at the Ilama. Look at this Ilama, looks great. This is a seedling Ilama. Annona diversifolia. Is that what it's called still? I'm pretty sure. This is a custard apple, of course. Looking swell. All dry farm. This is that Geneva red Ilama that I almost killed. Or I didn't almost kill it. They put this pole in one day when I was indoors and didn't notice, and came out and it was there, and they put all the dirt around it, and it had buried part over the graft, so that part grew during the drought. But I must have been on pond apple. It didn't survive the drought periods, so I'm glad I did that. So, but look at the fruit on this. Do you see it all? There it is. I mean, these trees always really produce super swell, and knock on wood. This is a Sugar Atemoya. It's got some fruit on it, but I'm gonna have to stop mowing next to it because that knocks the fruit off, so I could just go around, because this is a path that I've recently put in so I could put manure, because I put manure in here, but it's going to be way past the 4 months, because you have to wait like 120 days after you apply raw manure before you can sell the fruit. And so I don't drag any in here. Most of it's been here for a while, as you can see, so nobody has to worry. I won't get in trouble by anybody. Yep. This is a chewy purple sugar apple. Seed grown. All these trees along here, all these bigger sugar apples were all nursery trees. I bought all nursery trees. I planted the entire farm in nursery trees, and probably 2/3 of them died. That's how it goes. I don't tend to kill plants anymore when I plant them, but I plant a lot of seeds and a lot of those seedlings die. So I would say it's at least 2/3 or more sometimes. This is a Longan. Sri Champu. This one doesn't quite have as much fruit on it, finally. Dry farm Longans. Those are nursery bought trees. It usually takes them a while. This is a Florian mango. We have about 250 of these producing trees. Most of them, half of them are, more than half are just 3.5-year-old trees. This is an older tree, but it was in a really compacted area. This was like the toughest spot, but I think those trees have been producing for 3 years. Always a lot of fruit. Last year, the Namdak Mai didn't, the Namdak Mai did not produce a lot of fruit, but the Florigan did. This is a Kizar mango. These are sugar apples, and then I've got little Atemoyas planted along that path that goes back there. There's some mangoes there, but there's just like an orange sherbet that has lots of fruit on it, and that's definitely worth looking at. But I'm gonna start heading to the back so that I can get all those mangoes that are back there, and let's try to just focus on the mangoes. So I'm glad to have this outlet to do this, because I mean, really, everyone, I spend all my time hauling manure around. It's like so unglamorous, and being an old man and smelling like piss is not good. It's not my pee, but it's, you feel me? But it's definitely enjoyable. I guess it's the trade-off to have paradise, to be I don't know, you have to trade for something. So this is a fruiting cacao seed-grown tree. Look at my the aroids. Ethereum regale. I want to look at this. Where's that Laura Creanum? Look at her. She's so dark. Esmeralda. Can't even see it. Spirit of Sanctity, I just have to come look at it because I don't know what that was. Jumped out of my... that's not it. This is the new leaf. Look at this. She's a stunner. Hello. I see why it's such a... I don't know. Look at the veins on it. It's just... Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it misjustice, please. There it goes. It has like white veins, and then the back's red, and look at how long the leaf is. This is a seedling from Red Leaf Exotic. I love it. I also love... That's Angamarcanum, Anthurium. This is Anthurium. It's Anthurium regale. This one just hides back here by I don't know. I forget. Oh, I love them. I'm obsessed. I couldn't give them up. I've got them attached and growed in the grounds now, so attached to the trees. I mean, it's dying for aroids, right? A couple of the trees, manage them. So that's what I did. Philodendron, splendid. Monstera cacoyagensis. They seem to want to like twist and turn. Philodendron gloriosum. Spuriorum. This Scindapsus, look at this. Oh. Oh my God. Is this shingling tree? Plant? No, tree. The tree is these big, some of the big palms. Not all of them, but I'm going to do the aroids on some of them. I'll manage them because people want them, so. They seem to do good. This is a Monstera subpinata. It's got a new little growth point right here. Yep, they're doing okay. This is Philodendron Sheberichii. It's growing way down there. Look at this. Oh, look at this Philodendron Jose Bueno. That's a new leaf coming out. That's the second oldest leaf, that one that has white on it. And the top left is the newest leaf. It's like half white and half green. It's a stunner of a plant. That's a little Monstera. I believe this is Monstera deliciosa. Finally a deliciosa Thai constellation, which is getting good color. And they're in full sun here. In our compost in the pot. So, you know, plants that are grown, or even humans that are close to nature, do better. So plants that are grown naturally, compost we make from the earth, aged compost, it takes over a year. We don't move it. It just sits on the ground. And then we scoop it up, put it in pots, put the plants in there, everything grows. Anthuriums. philodendrons, monstera. The wind broke that leaf there, so that wasn't any fault of the conditions. So yeah, when they have their natural conditions, they don't need to have artificial constant temperatures because they know how to work with their environment to survive. Okay, so this is that sweet tart. From the other side, there's quite a few mangoes on there. They're pretty big. I got some heliconia, so I got heliconia lutea, and it's looked everywhere for this freaking, not heliconia, Calathea lutea, Lutea, and finally found it. It was this rhizome, and this came out of it. I tend not to water anything, but I've been giving it a little bit of water. I'm not totally strict. Here's a sugarloaf mango. I think that's it of our sugarloaf. It's never been a great producer here, but the trees are very slow. And we had, probably would have been okay, but like, I don't know. When I say we had 250 fruiting trees, we had like 290 or 285, but the freeze in 2 years killed, not killed, but froze them back. So they're coming back, but I don't count them. I think one has fruit on it actually, but there's that diamond mango. I'm gonna go by that Imbe tree just to look at it. You know, the one that has all the fruit on it. I never put any manure over by the Imbe tree because I do it after it fruits, and so it's like a year after that. It's been hot. Okay, it's not ready, but I can see by next weekend I'm gonna have Imbe fruit to eat. Maybe, no. Freaking, I'm gonna pluck it just because it's got some, usually once they start getting like that white spider mite on it, then they're ready to, No, that could have waited a couple more days. Next weekend, I love it. Look how big it is. Like some oak there. So look at all these oak trees in here. Because in Florida, at least here, I don't have to plant all the secondary stuff. It happens. I mean, the stuff that people plant with it, the companion plants, they show up. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at all this fruit. Look at this cashew, which I forgot completely about. And it's got... Now they say that you can plant these seeds when they look like this. And this tree has got quite a bit of fruit on it, which is surprising because we haven't had a lot of rain. Like measured in the eighths of the inches when we get it recently. But I did put all this manure around it, which is just grass. It's a lot of carbon and it weighs a lot when I drop it, so it also sucks up moisture at night. There's Pepsi, she loves me. Hi, little girl. I'm right here, my little angel. Sucks up moisture at night and acts as a sponge. And then that must be what's going on, because these usually take lots of water just to fruit. I've never done this with like basically zilch of rain. Yeah, it's Pepsi and her boy, Romeo. Hi, my darlings. I'm okay, I'm just doing a video. Hi, girl, I know it's weird for you. Hi, Romy. She's so sweet. Hi, Romeo. My little angels. I gotta finish this video. Look at mangoes. Somehow I knew she would do that. I don't know, her and I have this weird bond. So this is Valkyrie. They're getting big. Okay, so that was basically pretty much the front 5. And in the back 5 acres is where most of our mangoes are. And they're away from any people, so nobody can spray next to them. Nobody can see them. There's a huge ditch with barbed wire on both sides. And you know what, and trees. So you know what's in there. Water moccasins and everything else. And so this side, I'm not sure who this is, but it was a good mango last year, but I'm pretty sure I can identify it when it fruits. This is buttercream. Of course, these are 3-year-old mangoes. This is an older mango, but I should have cut back this pepper tree this year. Oh, there's a mango on it, of course, on the far side. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do that soon. This is a coconut cream, or no, cotton candy. I'll look at those on the way back. It's better to see them. This is a sweet tart mango that's loaded with fruit. We have so much sweet tart. I'm just going to look at this little tiny tree that it's like healthy, green, little fruits, all various sizes. None of the sweet tart trees, we got cows in heat. There's another buttercream. Or no, that's sweet tart. Everything back here is sweet tart. That's right, except for the one on the corner is fruit punch. We'll get a better look at those on the way back. So this is a bad direction for the sun. It's soon to get better. So yeah, that's a jackfruit, J31. That's a fruit punch mango that doesn't have any fruit on it. We have quite a bit of fruit punch mangoes. So I don't put any manure on this back 5 acres. I haven't done it in over a year. But there's pastures nearby, like more than 20 feet away, that I rotationally graze on. The donkeys back here. Getting ready to set up the cows rotation. So these are all fruit punch. And voila, finally a fruit punch fruit. I'm going to put the cows in rotational grazing because it works, and my only way to handle a lot of cows on a small space is to do that. And I thought the neighbors were doing it. I gave them more credit, but of course they aren't. So here's a Valkyrie. Valkyrie. Looks good. They got a ways to go. These are freaking delicious mangoes. Valkyrie, it's got a lot of fruit on it. Got a few of those trees. I wish I had more, but then there's Valkyrie there. It's got a lot of fruit on it. See it? Oh. Yeah, the trees seem to do good away from people, which is kind of bizarre, as evidenced by this thing. I'm going to go in here. Right in the middle of this. And this is Little Gem. And, oh, I see these fruit fell off. See, I was meant to come here and look at them. No, I'm just going to leave them. There's a lot of fruit, so it had to drop some. Sometimes it's best to leave fruit not disturbed. That's a good mango if anybody's looking to plant a smaller tree with superior fruit. Highly recommended. And we just use, our compost that I use my hay and my zebu manure. And the zebus have never been wormed here. That might change when the vet comes out and looks at, so these are cotton candy. Looks at that gray cow and tries to find out why she's so skinny and aggressive. So I don't know. I'll find out, but I haven't done it yet. So here's a cotton candy mango. Cotton candy. Cotton candy. There's a lot of fruit on this little tree, but finally, this is a 3-year-old tree. There's a more cotton candy over there. This is an ice cream tree that's loaded with fruit. Oh yes, loaded. All through it. It's a pretty big ice cream tree finally. This is an older tree. This is one of my first trees that I planted. And it was the one, it's the first set I bought of mangoes. Because the mangoes, so these have been in the ground 6 years. The mangoes, almost 6 years. Look at all these ice cream. I mean, have you ever? Look at that. Can you see? No. Hell yeah. That's another ice cream. I got little pina coladas, 2 of them that survived the freeze, or one of them I know. There's one. I see one. It's that little tree right in the center here. It survived the freeze because it was like too small. It was below the cover. This is the cover. So we don't walk on it. We don't disturb it. I just have paths that go through it. So we haven't gone on this in more than 4 years, I believe, or it's like almost 4 years. And it's all aggregated soil underneath. And then when you mow it, it slowly turns to white sand, which is what I did here. And I believe my early 2023 dated farm tour videos, like January, February, March, clearly show what it looked like at the beginning and what happened. So this is Valkyrie when I mowed it. Because we don't have any standing water. Look at all the mangoes. So last year I sold these mangoes off this tree for $22 each. I felt bad and I gave them some extras, but I forgot to tell them, do not overweight this mango, or pick it when it's big but a little green and they taste like nectarines. So don't wait until it's really mushy. That's all I'm saying. The rabbits. But hey, what are you gonna do? They have to eat too, and I'm sure the nutrients that they provide are worth it. The processed mango, rabbit manure. This is a big tree. I love it. Yep. I had the horses originally, because I had horses all my life since I was 3, and then I had one that was like, I got it 2 months and eventually died at 29 years, like a month shy of its 30th birthday. And her birthday, why did I say it? Christina Wiener, most amazing animal ever. But I let the horses in with the little trees. 2 horses, 2 elderly horses, and they rubbed their asses on them and ate all the jackfruit trees. It just wasn't smart. And then I was mowing and putting wood chips around everything and not watering, and nothing was growing. And I had to figure out what to do to be organic, and to eat clean food. So I figured it out, and saw that I could build soil by staying off of it and letting the cover grow and applying clean, small amounts of manures and daily. we almost done? No. So I'm not gonna show the mangoes on the far side up by that house, because our property goes like 5 feet from where those oak trees are that are on their property. So, or not even that, like 2 feet. And I have mangoes over there, and I have little trails that go around. This is the trail, but I'm kind of hot, and I noticed that there wasn't a lot of mangoes. They sprayed glyphosate onto our property from there, and I was surprised that we got any mangoes. So it's not even worth looking at. That's why I said when I'm glad that we're far away from people over here with our mangoes here, because that's a new house, and that's a new house, and each one of them comes with their own little issues. But they're okay. Now that I'm not certified, I don't worry about it. So this is a peach cobbler, and this tree is loaded in fruit. Loaded. Peach cobbler is such a premium, delicious fruit. It's just like, I like how I can get inside these trees now. It's just like amazing. So I'm gonna stand in the shade while I talk about this tree and then try to move on, because it is really hot. So that's, I'm not sure. I think it's lemon meringue. Is that what it is? I don't know. It's never fruited before. This is a sweet tart tree that has fruited before, but only has a small crop this year. They're looking good. Something's dripping on that, but they're delicious mangoes. This is a lemon zest tree that's like, I wouldn't recommend it. Go snake. I'm gonna go this way. You go that way. It's a cotton snake, people. Or not a cotton. It's a corn snake. Why did I say cotton? Good snake. So look, this is a Lancettia. What beautiful mangoes. I sent these to people last year, and this one. So the Valkyrie, I was going to say, once it gets big, you can pick it a little green, and they're good like that. And eat them when they're like a little. I like stuffed green though a little bit. And then this one, you can't pick early. You got to let them stay on and get huge. And I think I picked them early last year, and they tasted like puke actually. And I sent them to people. Sorry, you guys. This I'm learning. This is only our third selling year of mangoes. I'm originally from California. This is a carrot tree. Been in Florida for. That's a carrot tree. See the mangoes on them? Yeah. It's good to hear kids though. That's a cogshaw. That's not my favorite mango. I've always said that. I mean, I like its flavor, but this is a cogshaw also. This is a carrot tree that has, it looks like 2 crops on it. So it's got these little mangoes kind of throughout. And then it's got a big crop. Not a big crop, but a good sized crop. Better than it's done before, hidden inside here. And I think, yeah, but I see lots of little ones. Where are the big ones? They're there. Yeah, I know they're in here. There. Plus we have all those other carry trees. We have lots of carry mangoes, and I can sell all these. So these mangoes back here, these are the $8 a pound mangoes. The seed mangoes are the $5 a pound mangoes, and that's how that's gonna work. This is or $5 mangoes. Price per mango. This is ice cream. You're not supposed to eat. I'm gonna eat them, so I'm gonna sell the seeds. So this is a cotton candy mango. This is a cotton candy mango. There's a lot of fruit on this tree. It's growing in all these horrible raspberry things that you don't even want to go into. So nothing eats the fruit in there because it all lives below that thing. This is one of those froze back mangoes I was froze back mangoes I was talking about. That's a good name. There's another cotton candy. I see more than one fruit on there. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 big fruit on there. And there was some fruit over here on this cotton candy. Still there. I hate these freaking vines. Sorry. Oh yeah. But sometimes when you pull the vine off, you'll pull the fruit off. Shake the fruit off. Shake the fruit off. It froze back. Oh, I love this pine walk. The pine walk. This was all like a mowed pasture. That was all. They said they'd mow around here because they mow all the time, the pastures, and they don't leave any. There's no nothing for the pollinators because they mow it. They mow it so nothing grows in there except for the grass that they said they wanted to be something other than. I don't know. What kind of grass do they hate? These are those fruit punch mangoes. I forget. It grows in compacted areas. It's been so long. And then they all have standing water that runs, and then they need drainage installed. Yep. All this stuff works as a sponge, obviously. It's been so dry. This is what happens when you mow here. This is kind of how it looked when I moved here. You hear that? Is it a little seed mango? I'm gonna reach in here and look at this. This is a sweet tart mango. See that? I'm gonna look at the dirt in here, just see what it looks like. There's stickers in here, those berries that were back there. That's one of them. They're like, I don't know what they are. They're not worth it, but that's what the soil looks like here. Okay, come on, camera. Camera's not going to behave, of course. But yeah, it's all aggregated, little balls, and then it turns to dust. But that's why, all this little stuff, when you drive on it, never can form. And that's the, that's how nutrients are held, and that's how they're shed when it rains. So this is a sweet tart, and that's how they move. The nutrients can move through the system. But if it's all compacted white sand, it just runs off. There's a sweet tart. Here's a Priestley Atemoya. So this is the parent tree of all my little Atemoyas, and it was a big tree and it got knocked over in a hurricane. I didn't even realize it was here, and that's the original part of it right here. It looks like it finally died off, but it sent off this thing finally, this upright thing. Pigeon peas. I'm surprised that's here. Here's a sweet tart mango. I'm telling you, these sweet tarts. And they taste so freaking good. They're like, you can pick them green like this, and you can wait until they ripen up, and they're bright, dark orange, and they're freaking delicious. I don't do that. I haven't picked any mangoes. Looks like the rabbits, the rabbits help themselves. But hey, it's less for me to worry about. This is one of those froze back mangoes. There's one for the froze-back mango that had fruit on it, and it has a lot of fruit on it. And this is a sweet tart. So let's look at it. I'm sure here's the part that the people are always worried about beetles, but there no beetles ever came in our wood. There's the wood, and this is from 2 years ago, 2 winters ago. Oh no, it's buttercream. Yeah. So it's probably not a good idea to let that grow fruit, but they tend to work it out. I don't like to get involved with everyone's shit. Sorry, everyone's. I don't like to micromanage each and every tree. Let's put it that way. They seem to work it out. This is a sweet tart for sure. So these are cotton candy again. Oh my God. Here's cotton candy again. They're getting pretty big, but I guess they get really big. So we're just gonna wait and see. My pants are falling down, so this video is about to come to an end. This is cotton candy again. Those trees, so these are all froze back mangoes. Those are those buttercreams. These are all buttercreams that froze through here. So this is a diamond mango. It's got a lot of fruit. They seem to be a repeat bloomer, so you can get more than one crop a year, I guess, which is always nice. I gotta get in the shade and then sign off. The neighbor doesn't have any mangoes. She just got a second bloom and she didn't get any mangoes on that either. The dragon fruit farm is gone, been tore up. This is a sweet tart mango tree, so I didn't show all the mangoes up here, but this is one that I didn't show. So anyway, still here. This is Eric at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. This is Florida Natural Farming. I hope you have a wonderful day.